The Simpsons featured a very special take on Stephen King's It during season 34's Treehouse of Horror installment. Not It is a parody of King's hit movie, with characters playing alternate Simpsons-based, hilarious versions of the original castmates. Let's take a deeper look at the episode, starting with The Simpsons season 34, episode 5. Pennywise was pretty caught up, so The Simpsons called on a local character, Crusto the Clown, who, by the way, only gets booked once every 27 years. During their parody of The Shining in season 6 during Treehouse of Horror 5, they managed to pull off an almost shot-for-shot portrayal of the film. However, it only had one setting, the hotel, and only took up one segment. On the other hand, Not It takes advantage of having a longer segment, really delving deep into the extended play. Despite this massive advantage, the episode fails to be as exciting as the episodes we've seen before, such as Das Bus, a spoof on Lord of the Flies, and A Serious Flanders. Nonetheless, both of them were in no way exact replications of the films. The episode follows the original movie's beat, down to how scary it is. In the opening scene, young Barney has just two real laugh lines. One's from his mother, while the other is just chomping sounds, but the episode bites down on the author himself. Springfield is now called Kingfield, with the slogan, "A great place to bury your kids," at its entrance. Every restaurant, store, bar, dry cleaner, and so on pay homage to the author by turning themselves into New England clam chowder. Moreover, important foreshadowing. One of the most critical instances of foreshadowing we've seen in the episode has to be Barney's lone laugh, giving us a glimpse of the events to follow. Since there aren't as many direct jokes in its eerie atmosphere, they add to its scare factor. The episode's highlight has to be just how diverse the clown's killings were, all the way from drowning in seltzer spray to hanky chains, each one perfectly matching our irrational fear of clowns. It starts off showing us the past, almost copying the novel, along with its gang of bullies led by Chalmers, also known as the Super Intense Kid. We also get to see the future generation of the town educators and outsiders from the school, such as Mo, the Scuzz, comic book nerd Tomboy Marge, and sci-fi paperback fanboy Carl, all of whom make up the Losers Club. Despite the competition for being the kid that goes missing being insanely high in the town, we get to see Barney, Homer's best friend, stand out from the rest. Each member of the Losers Club has seen the evil clown lurking around. Though he besmirched Moe's mom, Homer is the only one willing to take action against it. Could this be the reason Marge calls him a thing? That secret admirer poem might have been a dead giveaway, since he's the only chimp in that town, but also because comic book guy is just a horrible liar, no matter how old he gets. Though not getting to hear more of his unfiltered verbal takedowns is sad news for all of us. Furthermore, well-played internal struggles. Even so, it plays well on their internal struggles, with one of them being near perfectly timed. King's young love story at the center of it has its heart ripped out as the show goes for an alternate future where Bart's the smart kid. The episode managed to condense all individual revelations about the clown's origin into a single creepy group hug, with Kent Brockman's voice announcing in an ever so slight warp the yuck yuck hour with Crusto, putting all of us on edge with just his voice. The clown then pulls off a terrifying punchline about his 27-year interval eating habits. This works great since it's both scratchy and itchy. The scene also perfectly captures a moment of real risks, as it's a Treehouse of Horror episode and anyone can die, though it's never canon. On the way to the ultimate battle, not only do they have to face the terrifying clown, but also one of their biggest fears, Fox affiliates. But what's even scarier is how the trick to taking him down parodies the original book, with Crusto the Clown's true nemesis technical issues. Lastly, conquered fears. The show loves taking a bash at its broadcaster now and then. Moreover, we get to see just how terrifying a clown that isn't meant to be funny can be. His evil laughter is better than none other, so Homer and the gang take off to face one of the worst tragedies of their current life: canned laughter. This is the only way they can defeat King's monster, by aiming cans of laughter directly at the heart of the media. During the clown's 27-year break, the town turns more king-like, with shops such as the Needless Crap secondhand store, Dr. Sleep's mattresses, and misspelled pet cemeteries. Moe's turns into Doe's, with Homer behind the counter pouring drinks, though the character did slightly personalize it with pickled donuts in a jar instead of onions. Carl followed his science fiction obsession into space. Moe's a rock star ventriloquist, though comic book Guy and Marge never show their professions. Despite this, we can see a Gal Pal hard seltzer promotional ad behind her that says "Drown yourself in fizz," hinting towards her getting over her fears. All of their professions show us how the characters have now gotten over their fears. As Moe says that they're not kids anymore, their anxieties are taken care of till they get filibustered once again. The Simpsons' best references and jokes from the Stephen King's It Halloween special. Coming up, signs, posters, and comics. Starting with the "Welcome to Kingfield" sign. Not It's cold opening was fun, while still staying faithful and creepy during its portrayal of Georgie's doom following his paper boat. While that was incredible, we're instead going to look at the on-the-nose setting of Kingfield's sign itself. It may tell us that it's a great place to bury our kids, but we're sure that all of us can place a good bet that it's certainly not. But then again, what place is? Though it doesn't just end there. Let's take a look at the Frank Grimes missing poster. Is Mini Frank's disappearance completely because of Pennywise? Or did the character just get sick of Mini Homer's shenanigans and went to go camp out until Pennywise took him? Moreover, we've got the Zoidzilla comic. While characters could have been reading it during the Losers Club scene, as they do in the movie, the show decided to take it in a completely different direction, referencing its fictional comic book that was first shown in season 8. Though this isn't the first time it's shown up, the show loves referencing it. Moving on to some memorable mentions. Super Intense Kid Chalmers was probably the best instance of wordplay in the entire episode. Not just that, but also the parallel nature of the Chalmers as bullies not only made him much more intimidating than Muntz, just threatening to cut the kids up, but was also loved by the fans. It's always interesting to try to guess just how far the show is willing to go with its horror-fueled episodes. Not It put in some gory but hilarious parts, such as the comic book guy's grandmother in a hot tub full of maggots. While this wasn't exactly shown, the characters heavily hinted at it. We're all more than on board with Moe's darker traits being explored, and his slapping fetish doesn't disappoint. It comes as no surprise that one of the fans' favorite jokes was about him getting slapped by Marge, while she cut in between his story about his parents talking about child coffin pricing, only to awaken a slapping fetish in him. There's also no end to the events that take place because of it. Finally, the best ones. Fans loved how the gang defeated Crusto the Clown in a hyper slapstick way, but if any joke makes its way over to this video, it's got to be the moment when Jimbo gets hit so hard with a cream pie that it crushes his head against a wall. Pulling off a much more modern Mega-Vi version of the Three Stooges, not only is his skull crushed, but the pie pulls off all the skin on his face as well. Furthermore, we see Marge now owns a huge seltzer-based company whose slogan is "Drown yourself in fizz," which is an amazing way to show that the character has now owned her fear of Crusto. But it also tells us that she hasn't moved on from that trauma either, opening the conversation up to much deeper subjects. But that's what makes it such a good joke. Let's take a look at Homer's sailboat picture. In this version of Homer's home, home, his walls aren't just full of posters for crypto and Cypress Hill, but also the same sailboat picture we're used to seeing in the Simpsons home. But this time, it's going under, pointing towards how the character's life is going in a downward spiral as well. That's a wrap for this video. What's your favorite joke from the episode? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.